Good morning and welcome to another episode of Instagram TV. So this morning the power actually went out at my apartment, and we had some pretty strong thunder showers last night, and I actually woke up to like a beeping sound in the apartment, and then just whoosh, I heard the electricity, the AC just go out. And so I woke up. It was around the time that I usually wake up every morning, so I went ahead and got out of bed, and the first thoughts that started running through my mind, right? Like, well, how am I going to make this video for you this morning that I've been making every Tuesday and Thursday morning? How am I going to make coffee and breakfast? And that all lasted just a few seconds, and I let those thoughts pass, and then I, decided to just light a candle and found my way to my kitchen, poured myself my lemon water, which is an Ayurvedic morning practice that I highly encourage you to do. It just helps get the metabolism and digestive system going first thing in the morning. And continued with my Ayurveda practices, just walking with my candle to the bathroom and doing my Ayurvedic oral hygiene practices. So again, brushing my teeth, scraping the tongue. These are all daily practices of Ayurveda. And then I went to my altar, lit another candle there, and sat for meditation. But while I was going through all of this, I had the realization, just the thought came to my mind of how often do we allow ourselves to sit in dark? How often do we allow ourselves to just experience sitting in the darkness? And although at first, I had those thoughts come up of well, how am I going to do these things that I normally do in the mornings? When I allowed those thoughts to pass and just experience the experience fully, it was really peaceful. To go to the bathroom and not have these glaring bright lights on and the sound of the electric fan, but just to have a simple candle. And I bring this all up because it's such a great metaphor for what we've been speaking about these past few weeks as I've been going through A Course in Miracles, talking about light and dark and how there are light and dark in everything, in the world, within ourselves, within our emotions. And so just such a great metaphor of how often do we let ourselves, when those dark emotions, feelings arise in us, how often do we let ourselves just sit with it for a little while? And I'm not saying to get obsessed with it or be consumed by it, but just to let ourselves experience it. And I have found in my own practices where when I have had really strong emotions come up, I've been through some really tough situations in my life with a lot of strong emotions surrounded by it, and I would practice sitting with it. I'm not saying it's easy, and when I first heard about this, I was like, I don't get it. How can I sit with these strong emotions of anger and sadness? How can I let myself just sit with it? But I tried it. I sat in meditation. I sat in stillness. I let those emotions arise in me, and the most amazing thing happened. Within just a few minutes of sitting with it, sitting with the experience of those emotions would pass. And what was left underneath that, just like for me this morning, was peace. Strange sense of peace. And so that is a way to shine light on the darkness. So often when those strong emotions arise in us, what do? Either we attach ourselves to the story that brought up those emotions, and we keep telling ourselves that story over and over again, or maybe we'll tell our friends the story and then their emotions get wrapped up into it too, and we just create this whirlwind and escalating effect of these emotions. Or we put our blinders on, stuff it down, say, I don't have time to deal with this right now. And what happens when we do either of those options, and I know I've done those as well, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, but what happens undoubtedly is that if we don't allow ourselves to experience those emotions in the moment, to just sit with it, and maybe even ask, what is this emotion coming up in me here to teach me? What am I meant to learn from this? And when we take the time to do that, we allow ourselves to process those emotions. We allow ourselves to learn whatever we are meant to learn from that experience. When we don't do that, when we use those other options of attaching ourselves to the story or stuffing it down and just moving on with our day, what happens undoubtedly is that at some point in time, that experience will arise again. It's just a law of life. It's law of karma. If we don't allow ourselves to process it, it will come up again, because we do have these lessons to learn in our life. It's the purpose of our life, in part, to grow and to heal those wounds, to heal that dark. And so I want to share with you just one other brief practice, a brief way that you can shine light onto that dark. So one is first being aware of it, allowing yourself to sit in some stillness and experience it, and automatically some peace will arise. And then another is this beautiful meditation practice that I learned from Thich Nhat Hanh, from one of his books, which is being aware of your breath and just saying to yourself, breathing in, I am aware that I am experiencing this feeling of, let's say, sadness. Breathing out, I smile at that feeling of sadness. And you can use this practice with any emotion. Breathing in, I am aware that I am experiencing the feelings of anger. Breathing out, I smile at that anger. And I love this practice. When we smile at our emotion, we automatically lighten it, no matter how heavy, how dark that emotion is. When we smile at it, we bring compassion and light to it. And you can even use this meditation practice for positive, light emotions, and it just strengthens those. So for example, breathing in, I am aware that I am experiencing joy. Breathing out, I smile at that joy. Breathing in, I am aware that I am experiencing peace. Breathing out, I smile at that peace. Breathing in, I am aware that I am experiencing love. Breathing out, I smile at that love. So with that, I'm wishing you the most beautiful day. Sending you so much love.